Primus we escaped. Yeah. Now where are we? I've never been to this section of the ship, friend. Vortex. We'll look for that later. First of all, what the scrap was that all about, Sideways? Hey, don't look at me. How would I supposed to know that G-Axis had a way to stop my mind control? It didn't break you, so I thought it wouldn't be able to break them free. You're scrapping lucky we need you alive right now. Anyway, let's figure out where the scrap we are and then we can get on to the review. Let's see what this computer has. Guys, I think I know where we are. This computer says we're in the script writing room. This is where Firestorm writes all his scripts. He has one here called Project ZA Character Reveals. Seems to be taking a long time to figure out how to start the script. Anyway, let's see who is getting reviewed today. Oh, it's you, Sideways. You're getting reviewed, so you're probably going to take a bit more screen time now. Boy, we're being meta today. So yeah, let's probably just get on to this review so we can get to the actual important plot details of Firestorm breaking in. Because I've also read these scripts. No spoilers! Yeah, whatever. Anyway, audience. Is this camera zoomed in? Ah, there it is. Alright, audience. Now, let's get on to the review. Stop being evil. Shut up, Firestorm behind the camera. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Firestorm Reviews, where today we'll be having a look at Transformers Age of the Prime Sideways.
Hey, shouldn't you be dead? Aren't you meant to be killed off or something?
No, not yet. And plus, stop breaking the 4-4, that's mine and his stick right now. And you can't harm him while we're reviewing.
Dang it, curse this rule that we all must follow.
Anyway, back onto the proper stuff. So yeah, before I was so rudely interrupted by somebody back there, still not apologizing, you never will. We're having a look at Age of the Prime Sideways here, and first we'll have a look at his box before we move on to the figure himself. Alright. So yeah, his box is very nice. On the front here we have an image of his robot self, him with his Energon key, his Decepticon badge there, which we also know can switch to an Autobot, his stealth jet space thingy. Seriously, what is this meant to be? A stealth bomber or what? You guys in the comments, tell me what it's meant to be, because I know you're probably all smarter than me. We have Transformers Age of the Primes, Sideways. On this side we have a beautiful rendition of him. On this side we have an image of his jet mode, what his key thingy can do, an image of himself, and what show he's from, Transformers Energon, which I'm pretty sure he's one of the only good things that came out of that show. I don't know, I've been told to never watch it. On the side here we have images of the Primes, guy I forgot the name of, Megatronus, and Optimus Prime. So yeah, that's his box. Oh, and also boring text down on the bottom. So yeah, that's his box. Now onto the figure himself. Okay, so here's the figure himself, and he looks incredible. I don't have his original toy to compare him to, but I've seen a lot of images comparing the two, and I can barely tell them apart sometimes. Yeah, they're so hard to tell apart because he looks so amazing and good. They really just took his original toy, hit it with the modern day hammer, and now he looks even better. His bright orange pops in the perfect places. His dark, mysterious black is perfect. The hints of silver everywhere and the golden tertiary colors. His crossbow arm-mounted thingy, whatever this is meant to be, looks amazing. Can split out like this. Can even detach from his arm, which I gotta say makes him look makes him look a little off without it. But there's this thing you can do with this. You can also remove the Cyber Planet key, which you needed to get because our worlds are in danger. Yeah, we'll just pop that back into his weapon there. And yeah, you can see the Decepticon badge here. But if we flip it over onto the back here, pull this lever back up, and now we have an Autobot badge. Because I don't remember too much about him because I never watched the show because I was told to never watch it. But he could switch between different sides and was used as a spy, I believe, for Unicron in the show, along with Soundwave, which in my opinion had an alright design for Soundwave, but terrible Soundwave characteristics from what I've seen. So yeah, he looks really amazing. And also his swords here can come off, which I like to leave them attached down there because I don't often use them with double blade swords. But we can just attach the swords here for his double bladed sword. And I find it a bit funny that a deluxe class figure for a line that isn't based off any movies or shows, well, besides him actually being based off a show, was able to give him all his weapons, but they couldn't give Voyager class Sentinel Prime for Transformers 1 his double bladed sword. Well, I guess that proves that he is better than him in every way. And didn't the Fire Brothers out there say he is our true Lord and Savior of Cybertron and not Primus? So yeah, he's very nice and very well painted. And barely has a backpack, which I like in figures. I also don't mind backpacks too. Yeah. My only complaint about his rotor are these sometimes just getting bit too loose, and my one's legs just being a little looser sometimes. So yeah. Now, let's move on to his posability. Okay, to do his posability, we're first just going to remove his arm weapon thing. Seriously, I don't know what this is meant to be. Is it a crossbow or what? Somebody please tell me in the comments. He has a ball joint at the head. That means he can look down this far and up this far. Rotation at the arms. Arms can move out. Rotation at the upper elbow. Backwards and forwards bend for the Vic mode mainly. Hand rotation. Waist rotation. Full 360. Sometimes when it gets stuck on his legs can move out that far and back that far. And I'm assuming you all know what I'm going to say next. He has a beautiful spread. He has rotation at the thighs. Very deep bend at the knee, which is impressive. But it feels like he could just stab somebody with these knee pads. Like so. Stab, 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 stab. Yeah, now back onto the rest of his posability. His foot can move backwards and forwards, some heel articulation, and like standard each day, an amazing foot pivot, which is just incredible nowadays that we're getting these on more figures. So yeah, that's all his posability. Now, let's do his size comparisons. Here he is with Widowmaker and Vortex. And I've seen the images for Blastoff, and I'm definitely getting him to go with Vortex. Here he is with some of Team G-Axis' forces. Please help me. And here he is next to Team Firestorm. Well, some of Team Firestorm. And lastly, here he is with Best Girl V. Now, let's move on to his transformation. Okay, first for his transformation, you're going to have to remove his blade wings. Which, oh no, parts forming. I can already hear some members of the Transformer fandom crying out in anger because parts forming doesn't make it a real Transformer. It doesn't matter. If it makes it easier for the figure, I'm okay with parts forming as long as it's not pushed to the extreme like Earthrise Cliff Jumpers was. And then we're just going to set those aside for now. And now we're going to want to take his chest plate here, open it up, take his head, stretch it out like so, rotate the main head around, and then fold it down like this, and then try to clear up some area because his horns get in the way a little bit, and then fold his head up, his chest plate up like this, and then just gonna lift his arm up so we can see a bit better. We're gonna want to take this section here and bring it forward, and then bring the orange part down. Then we bring his wings up. Then we take his arms, rotate them, and then fold them like this. Sorry if my hands get in the way, it's just a little tricky to do this transformation on camera. Same verse, second verse, same as the first. And then fold like so. And then you want to take the black part here again, fold it up and back in. And then you take his feet, fold them inwards like this. And then you rotate his legs like so. And then fold up the orange part, and then rotate his legs inward. And then what you're going to do is take this slot here and connect it to this tab here. And as well, take this slot here and insert to a tab below there. And same verse, second verse, same as the first on this side. And then you want to take his weapon here, fold up the tab. It may be a bit tricky when getting out on your first go, but after a while it becomes easier. Fold up the things and click them like that. And then you just take it and put it onto these tabs, which it can be quite loose on, so you might want to press it down a bit and just pray. And then you take his two blade wings, and you see these slots here. You take them and put them in like so. And yeah, give this a little shake to see if that part stays in. And yeah, here you have him in vehicle mode, which is just like all jets, a jet robot doing yoga. But this one actually I love way better than most jet mode bots. He actually hides most of the robot, and by hide is in very loose quotations there. You can still tell that this is a robot doing yoga, but it's still amazing. And this is probably meant to be like a space bomber of sorts, so the limbs can stick out a bit. And yeah, this is incredible. It also passes the swoosh test, which I should probably do with all my jet vehicle bots to see if they pass the swoosh test. And so yeah, he's a very nice vehicle. The black color scheme really works well. The gold like just shrinks into these four spots. His little nose cone here, his feet, and the back of his jet thing. The silver on his wings here look like they've peeled off while going really fast. And nothing to really talk about the underside, except for it actually looks a bit cleaner. Now, let's do a size comparisons with him and other bots in their vehicle modes. Alright, here he is compared to the bots he's with, Widowmaker and Vortex. Here he is compared to G-Axis's forces, and Hunger's about to eat him. And here he is next to Team Firestorm, or at least some of my members. And now on to the last one. And here he is next to V. Now, let's move on to his posability. Here he is doing the supervillain landing. Here he is being indoctrinated into the Terracons. Here he is giving Starscream a lesson on how to properly betray someone. And lastly, he's ascending into godhood thanks to the power that the Fire Brothers have given him. Alright, now let's move on to my final thoughts. So, my final thoughts on this guy. He's an amazing figure, a perfect update to the character, and incredible. He looks like the character he's meant to be. He's scary as all hell, and he also has a cool visor face. I don't know why, but a character without a proper face always makes him look cooler, in my opinion. And I'm waiting for a potential repaint of him into Ratbat. Come on, I can tell you're all waiting for that too. So yeah, he's incredible. The articulation is amazing. The quality control is absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, he's a perfect figure. Definitely pick one up if you can find him. Try to find him at a decent price, because I've seen some price hikes at some stores. I was able to find him at his original price of $45 here in Australia, but other places I've seen have had them at way more higher prices. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Alright, now that silly review is over, I can finally take care of you and your two friends. Any last words?
Yes, non-friend G-Axis. Do you hear that sound of something charging towards us?
What do you mean, you foolish case? Good girl. Now, G-Axis, give me back my channel. And like and subscribe.